Yo, can you fucking end this match? It's fucking tired of this. Just fucking die, man. Seriously. I'm tired of playing this freaking minigame. Finally. Seeming like I remember. Good.
I'll need that.
Please.
Wondering if there's some body. Yeah, I would. There isn't going to be an October surprise. There is going to be a weekly surprise. They're going to try everything. And I know what it's like. You know what it's like. For example, if you're sitting down and you have to write for a show, right? And you have a deadline and you go, I don't know, a monkey and a pair of shoes, and someone goes, fucking no, and they hang up, right? It's like anything you can, they're going to do that, only they're doing it with your vote. Anything they can try, they are going to try. So you have to be steadfast and disciplined. This is not the win that you think it is tonight. And I wish that it could be. It's not. This was a flare that fired out, and they're scared. And scared people are dangerous people. Cowards are more dangerous than strong men because they do evil things.
It is a common false shit.
What are they saying? False or misleading Biden claims at CNN debate. $200 cap on overall spending and Medicare border non-secure crossings.
Yeah, they're trying to do a fact check.
You know what? Right now they're going. We gotta abort. We gotta jump ship.
Let's stay on and do this real quick.
Okay. Then a 7+1.
Right now.
Trump wants to get rid of Social Security. Trump doesn't. He said billionaires pay 8.2% in taxes. It's
a lower third on CNN I've been reading is letting you know that they're going to switch them up.
Yeah.
When CNN's leading the way with negative stuff about Biden, that's a
Van Jones would have had a better night if AIDS started leaking from his dick. Let's watch.
Good for the country.
But young voters are up for grabs in this election. I don't know a voter under 30 who would have watched enough to have confidence in Joe Biden and casting my vote for 4 more years of Biden.
And this opens the door, by the way, for the conversation.
All right, and now we do have him on. I want to make sure the connection works. We have one of my favorites,
for Joe.
Alex Jones.
Totally turning against him. No words to describe it. This was wild. Stephen Crowder, thanks for having me on. Good to have you here with us, Stephen Crowder.
Absolutely, Mr. Jones. I know we're crossing the stream, so it got a little complicated, but hey, I'm glad to have you on, sir. We're watching CNN right now. Look, I was not quite there, but I am now 70-30 after tonight. They swapped Biden because even CNN is saying this was a bloodbath. what was your read? I'm sure you're having fun, but I also think people need to be careful because they are going to get dirtier and darker between now and election because of the loss.
No, I totally agree. They gave at least 12 minutes more to Biden. They rigged all the questions for Biden. But like Gladiator, where they stabbed Maximus, he still wants to fight. I mean, Trump literally dominated. This big cool cat and long passing on CNN. I'll say get rid of him. But I agree. What will next and who is it they're about to bring in? Is it Gavin Newsom? Is it Hillary Clinton, which Washington Post says they should bring in? Is it Big Mike? I mean, this is about to get a lot of control. Deep state assassinate Biden and say that Trump supporters did it. And that's what all shows does. They're saying, we think they might kill Biden and blame Trump.
Okay. I'll give that a 2. I know, you and Nick are just using Nick. I give it a 2% chance because here's the thing. I just think it's easier to make him go away without that. They want to avoid the theatrics. They want this to be as quiet as possible.
But it gets them the victim. They want to. You're right. Well, what do they do to take?
Well, I think information is their enemy. And so I really do think if they have their choice, they want to do it quietly first without drawing attention because they just made a big stink about taking democracy away from the American people. It's going to be really hard to have a leg to stand on.
I agree. So they're going to remove him. Even Drudge says remove him. So who is it? The big question is, who is it?
Gosh, I don't. The one that I fear most, I will say this, is Gretchen Whitmer.
I know you're going to say
because she's evil, and because obviously I'm from the state of Michigan. I think Gavin Newsom has too much baggage. I know I've heard of Hillary Clinton. Obviously, she's the only person who's more unlikable than Kamala Harris. The one thing we can all agree on is it will not be Kamala Harris, right? There's no way.
No, you're right. Forget about Whitmer. They've been floating her.
Yeah, and she checks that box as a woman. Gavin Newsom kind of screwed the pooch. I think they sort of feel like that's spent and maybe trot him out next time. Who do you think they're going to replace him with? Because I think we all agree it's very likely that they do.
They're floating Newsom, but California's a disaster. You're right. They've been slowly under the radar floating Whitmer of Michigan. So I think that's, I forgot about that. I think that's actually a good point. But they're crazy. I don't know. I mean, as if people are going to buy that. What are they going to do? Like they say, will you question the election this time, Trump? That's him like 4 times because, well, everybody questions elections. The State Department says in election monitoring worldwide that if you can't question an election, it's not a free election. So since when can we not question an election?
Well, and here's the funny thing to me is Joe Biden was using, last year's talking points, and so is CNN, because YouTube has changed their policy, right, where you are now allowed to question election results. And I believe the reason for that is the same reason we had an election integrity commission, headed by Carter, Klobuchar, Elizabeth Warren, right, because they're planning on questioning the election because they know that they can't win it honestly. So that's an actual change from YouTube policy, and I just don't think
they're having to back off from saying you can't question it because they're about to question what Trump wants.
Exactly. So they want to. I think CNN was wrong to throw that out because pretty soon you're going to see them questioning the election. It's a bizarre. It really is a bizarre time. I think that he lost in those first 3 questions when he had that freeze. And it was so nonsensical. And where I think that he also lost was, I always say this, I know that you did theater back in the day, acting away from the puck, right? Your face, your reactions. It was so genuine. Joe Biden was terrified, and Donald Trump looked like, I got him. You could tell that he felt like he was about to nail it. And that's something you can't just fake. You can't prep for that in a debate. The feeling that Trump seemed to display was that he was confident.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt they've been around it. So we should all be asking, how do they strike back?
I think you're right.
That's the only...
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think it's a multi-pronged approach. I think they first try and swap them out. And then I think that they pull every trick they can. I think we're going to see media suppression, big time, of stories that harm Biden. I think that if they do swap Biden out, they're going to be running, they're going to be doing this in overdrive to make it seem as though it was something that couldn't be prevented. Because I think that it looks really bad for them if they swap them out. And that is still a problem they're going to have to deal with. And I think they can only do that through spin and through information suppression.
No, I agree. But I don't think there's any doubt now. We're going to go, Stan, on his take. I don't think there's any doubt they got to get rid of him now. But then that itself is changing horses in the middle of the screen. This is an unmitigated train wreck, which makes it even more dangerous. So all I can say is anybody that claims we're not in exciting times, or anybody that claims things are boring, they must be dead.
And here's something else I will say. Donald Trump is winning the vote under 30 I believe he's like up like 60%. He's winning Latinos right now, 46-40, and he's gained a significant portion of the black vote. And people will say as a white guy this is racist, but as someone who spends a lot of time around these folks, whether it's in comedy or friends and family, Hispanic Americans and black Americans, they do have an inherent respect for strength, and they do feel uncomfortable around incompetence and someone who isn't in control.
A liberal, maybe CEO, a billionaire that we don't know about. That's their only chance. They could pull out of nowhere.
Like Bezos?
There's somebody. There's got to be somebody.
Like a Bezos or somebody on that that high profile. Because that's the only thing. Well, that's their only shot.
Yeah, Mark Cuban or somebody like that.
Or Cuban. Yeah. Somebody like that.
Alex, I have a question for you on the timing. So I've been calling for a long
Thanks
time.
for the answer.